Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ashley and I'm glad you could stop here and join me today. I am talking about new releases. You know, in the makeup community there's so many new releases and it's my will I buy it. It's time to do it again. It's been probably like a month since I've talked about our new releases and so much has come out. So of course the creator of this video, or the most known creator of this video, is Samantha March. So please check out her channel. She has definitely cultivated the will I buy it video and all of that that's been going on YouTube with this particular video series. So there's so much to talk about, so let's kind of just jump right in. I'm reading off of Trend Mood 1 Instagram because they pretty much keep up with all the makeup releases, and then if I need to dip into another couple pages, I'll also link that down below. So I'm just going to throw on my glasses and so we can get started. And they're really dirty, so let me clean them. So by the way, if you're wondering what this look is from, this look is actually from my Nomad by Juvia's Place. And I do have 3 palettes, 1 look. So now that I clean my glasses and we can see a little bit better, let's kind of sit back and let's talk about these new releases. If it looks like it's kind of shiny in my glasses, I do have blue light in my glasses because blue light bothers my eyes a lot, okay? So the first thing I'm going to kind of jump into are 2 kind of like sister palettes, or they kind of remind me of sister palettes. I think they're super cute, but I don't know if I'm going to pick up either one. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Celestial Storm, and this is by Dominque Cosmetics, and it's a 12-pan palette. And it is actually available now because it released September 4th online at Dominque Cosmetics. And I believe it's also available now at Sephora because Dominque Cosmetics is sold in Sephora. So I think like overall this color scheme is super cute. I was going to definitely pick it up, but the reason I didn't pick it up is when I watched Karen Harris's video and she was just talking about how she felt like a lot of the standout shades were very similar to the Kaleidos futuristic pink, and I do have that, so I'll have a video coming up on those palettes soon. So I was like, girl, you know what, you're right. So I'm going to save my money. Now I think this palette is absolutely beautiful. It swatches well, and this palette actually retails for like $45. So you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to save my money. Maybe if I'm still wanting it, I will definitely go ahead and purchase it maybe during the sale, but for right now I'm going to chill out because it will be coming to Sephora. Now if you use like there are codes, Trend Mood definitely has a code for this palette that you can use on the Sephora, I'm sorry, not on the Sephora website, but her personal website, the Dominque Cosmetics website. And so the other palette that kind of looked like it, Artist Couture, Mac Daddy's brand, he is coming out with his first shadow palette. And this shadow palette is cute. So if I had to choose between one, I would definitely probably really go the Artist Couture route. Just to put that out there, it's called the Midnight Maven eyeshadow palette, and this is actually going to be releasing September 13th online at Artist Couture, and then it will be coming to Sephora September 27th. So that's this week coming up. And you know, his brand is in Sephora also. So I really am digging this palette. I think I like it a little bit better. It's like a very miniature version of the Dominque Cosmetics if you kind of put it into perspective like that. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. I might just wait to the sale. I don't know. I'm just going to try to wait and see right now because, you know, it's that time of year. It's like your expenses going to start adding up. Christmas is around the corner. I'm trying to take care of some stuff around the house. So I'm like, okay, I cannot be spending all my money on makeup. And furthermore, I can't spend all my money on makeup on a regular season anyway, okay? So I think this shadow palette is super cute. You get 2, 4, 6, you get 8 shades. So that's like, it's kind of enough. And the colors you get are super pretty. Like these, what is it? The shade that's called Zydus. That is really pretty, and then that purple is pretty, that fuchsia magenta is pretty, and I think that this palette will actually look really nice on my skin complexion. This palette does retail for $29, so you are definitely kind of saving some money versus buying this palette versus the Christen Dominque palette, which is, this is more curated palette of that, I would sort of say. Let's go ahead and jump into Urban Decay. Urban Decay, they're still keeping up with the naked theme. They're not letting it go. So they have released, actually, at this point in time, they have released their Naked Honey palette. I think it's cute. But I'm not going to go for it because the last Naked palette I tried was the Naked Cherry and I did not like it. I ended up returning it. This Naked palette actually retails for $49 versus the $54 I believe that they usually retail for. And it does come with that standard brush. Now there are quite a few videos floating around on YouTube about this palette and it's actually getting some pretty high marks. They're saying that the shades are blending pretty well. They're a little bit creamier, a little bit more pigmented. I don't know. I'm a little wary about that. But, you know, I have the Honey palette. I have the California Love palette by Colourpop. Both of those by Colourpop. But I think I could just kind of skip over this because the only shade that really calls to me is the one that's in the center and that's that bright gold yellow honey. And really, it's not even that one. It's probably the one next to it. And I have that in my Juvia's Place Try palette. I have that in the Honey palette. I have something a little bit more similar, more greeny gold moment in the Just My Luck palette by Colourpop. So I'm like, I think I could just pass. I think that most of the mattes are not going to look that great. They're just going to be kind of sheer. And although I love mustard tones just, I don't know, they just don't pop that well on brown skin. Like they look cool, but I have yet to meet a mustard matte shadow that is like, yes, this is bomb on melanated skin, okay? I have just not met that yet, okay? So they are doing some glosses and they're keeping up with the heat. Now that heat gloss is actually pretty cute, okay? And the heat lip gloss retails for $22. I might pick that up maybe if I think about it. Right now it's not screaming to me. It's not something like, oh my God, yes, I want. And I tend to pick up things really fast that I'm like, oh my God, yes, I want. Other stuff, it just kind of falls by the wayside unless it goes on some type of master makeup wish list that I have. Okay. And then they also, Urban Decay, they have released their Christmas collection. Now the Christmas collection is actually, or holiday collection, whatever you ever want to say, is actually pretty cute. They're going to have a mini palette of the Naked Honey. And I think that that is actually really, really cute. And a good idea because there are only a few shades that people are going to want and it's going to be curated. They're also coming out with some loose highlighters like that one Heat is super pretty. The Honey one is actually really pretty. And so those little loose highlighters, it does not say. Okay, so I can't find for the life of me how much those little highlighters are. If I can find it, I will definitely put it on the screen. However, I think that the Urban Decay Holiday Collection is actually quite cute. They have a honey pot set, which is going to retail for $59. And so you get a full-size honey eyeshadow primer potion. I love primer potion. Love it. I really like the one Caffeine. I like the one Eden. I like the original, the anti-aging. I do like the one Sin. So I think the honey one is going to have some little bit of glitter in it, which I don't mind for certain looks. I just wouldn't put that all the way through the crease. But on the lid, it works. They're going to do the 24/7 Glide On Eyelid pencils in Perversion, which is like, you know, that's their usual thing. You can get Perversion like anytime, anywhere, basically. You're also going to get a honey scented all-nighter setting spray. Love the all-nighter setting spray. I don't need a honey one, but if they do that 2-pack, I think last year they did a 2-pack of the full size. They literally did 2 of these for like $30, which was a steal. And even though I use setting spray on the daily basis, I am just now to my 2nd bottle, which means both of these lasted for a whole year. These retail for like almost $40 or 20 something. It's a lot by itself. So I think that is going to be a great deal. I'm excited about that. And then they also have like the little honey mini eyeshadow palette. You know, Urban Decay loves to do a mini palette of their Naked palettes. So I think that that's a cute deal because, you know, a lot of people are not going to want the big palette. They don't want to spend almost the $50 for just the few shades that they want. Now I'm still like, the honey palette is cute. Oh, they are doing they are doing the set. Okay, so the setting sprays will be $39. I will definitely pick up one of those, like some point, like through the year. Before the end of the year, before they're gone, I'm going to pick up one of those because that's a ride or die right there, and it would help me out. So I think like the set is super cute. I mean, It's so many products to talk about in one setting, but they're releasing that Midnight Cowboy. They're also doing the little sweet little Vices. I think that cherry lipstick is really pretty. And I also think they look like they have a heat one that is super pretty also. So I don't know. We'll see. I have to explore what I'm going to do about this collection. But I definitely want like 1 or 2 pieces from that collection. Definitely the setting spray. The palette, I'm still like, I don't have to have the mini palette. It looks too much like California Love now at this point from Colourpop or any other shadows that I have. But I think that this collection is actually curated really, really cute. And that primer potion, I don't know, I might want it. If they have a mini primer potion, then I might get it. So we shall see. Okay. Now, Miss Natasha Denona, okay, she has come out with the Metropolis palette. And I think that this palette is so pretty, okay? But I'm not going to do it. And if I do it, it's going to be later. And maybe I'll catch it on the sale or during the VIB sale. It retails for $129, which is a lot. But this is actually not a lot for her because this is the 28 pan palette. And so originally when Natasha Denona came out with her 28 pan palettes, those palettes were like $200, $250. So that's why I was just like, girl, you are smoking crack. I am not finna be paying that, okay? For an eyeshadow palette. Like, no, okay? That's more than my car insurance. That's more than my electric. That's just a lot, okay? I can't justify it. $129 is still a lot to justify, but you get the 28 shades. So if you remember in the summertime when Natasha Denona came out with her Sunset palette, she dropped the pan size, and that was like a 15 pan palette that would usually cost $129. It costs $65. So she did the same thing with this palette, and I think that was super smart. Now I think that this palette is gorgeous. But right when this palette came out, I was playing with my Colored Rain Safari Rain palette. And I was like, I literally see Colored Rain Safari Rain on, if we're looking at the screen, it would be your left side of the palette. And I'm going to pull it out real quick. Here is the Colored Rain Safari Rain palette. And I'm like, we have quite a few greens. We have golds. We got those oranges. This palette is so hard to see because of the packaging on here. Let me see. So I definitely see that in there. The other ones, the other orangey greens, and I don't know. I see like a Born This Way in there. I see the Safari Rain in there. I see maybe, I got that one red shade I love. That one little pop of blue that I have so much. I think the colors are gorgeous, but I just don't feel like I need to just go out and be like, yes, and buy it. Because like I said, I just see so much in this palette now. I do like her formula. And then there's a lot of golds in there. I think if it just wasn't so many golds and she had really explored the blue and the green route, give us some different type of, maybe a few taupes in there, then I would be more inclined, okay? But it's just so many golds. And I get it because on different skin complexions, everybody has that one gold in the palette. I know I do. I'm like, I don't really care for this gold in this palette, but I love this gold in this same palette. So I get it. It makes the palette more wearable. But I'm not going to jump the gun on that right now. Now, keeping in theme with Miss Natasha Denona, she has also put out, I think this is her holiday stuff. She has put out a mini gold palette. And, you know, the gold palette was last year. That was her holiday palette. So she has put out the mini gold palette. And this is actually quite cute. But I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to save my $25, okay? Those mini palettes retail for $25. I think the shades are extra beautiful. But sometimes I have noticed, and I have tried like 2 mini palettes by Natasha Denona. It's a shame that formula is just not the same. However, the formulas by Pat McGrath, when she does her mini palettes, when I say okay, now she has super mini palettes because, you know, her mini palettes are really like the 6-pan palettes, but now she has the little ones like the Eye Ecstasy kits. That's what we should call them. The formula is the same in those, but in the Natasha Denona, the formula I heard is always not the same. Now, one thing that is pleasing to me is that these are all new shades. So if you don't have the gold palette, or you do have the gold palette, these are all new shades. But if you don't have the gold palette, you might be like, well, I wanted that lime chrome shade, which was definitely the standout shade in the gold palette last year. And it what made me run out and go get it and use my Ebates money towards it. But I just don't think I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Now, but what I am thinking about getting is her Glow Gold highlighter set. Okay, now this one, she's pretty pricey. I believe the highlighter retails for $42, and you get 2 shades, and those shades look absolutely beautiful. And I think I want to try that gold highlighter set, and I definitely want to pick it up. It is on my list of like things to get. So I am actually quite interested in that. And if you look at that swatch on that melanated arm, even all the swatches on all the arms looks really, really great. So I'm really excited about that. But you know, the Metropolis palette, I think is beautiful. I mean, it's still time. She might surprise us with another 28 pan palette or another, 15 pan palette before the end of the year. She's been on a roll, because I think at this point we've had Biba, we've had the Sunset palette, then we have a camel palette, or do we have a camel? Maybe. Or she had the minis. So, I mean, it's still time. We can keep watch, okay? Now, let's talk about Morphe, okay? So, Morphe is done it again. Well, I don't know if it's done it again, but they're out again with another palette, and they are still keeping on with that 35-0. So, I guess 35-0 lineup, and this is the 35-03. So, I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute, but I'm not going to get it, okay? Morphe shadows to me are just like... they're all right. It's not nothing to go hit the fan about. It's not nothing for me to go run and go jump and get. I do at this point have one big Morphe palette, which is the Artistry, and that was the one palette that they came out with last year with like 2 browns in it. I was like, that's all you got? That's all the brown you gonna give us? Oh, excuse me. Okay, so this one, as far as the warm palettes go, it's very pinky in nature, and then they gave us 2 greens. I was like, really? Yeah, just gonna throw 2 greens in there. Okay, Morphe at some point, they need to edit themselves, okay? The bottom 2 rows, like 10 of those shadows could be just done away with. I mean, even in the top 2 rows or the top 3 rows, we don't need all of this, okay? So I know like the 35-0 palette, the original one was super big for them. 35-02 was super big. I did have the 35-02. I did get rid of it. I feel like the Soul palette by Colourpop is a very edited version of 35-02, which was $12 versus the $25 or whatever dollars by Morphe, even though they're affordable brand, but I just don't think like their quality is that great. However, the glosses that are coming out with this collection, I'm a fool with these glosses, okay? So I finally tried like a Morphe gloss. I tried Trippy, and I have been loving it. I've been wearing it nonstop, and so the glosses are actually, I think, only like $8 or $9 or something like that. So when it comes to Ulta, and I believe this is actually in Ulta, I will pick it up. This came out on September 17th in Morphe brushes, and it should be into Ulta stores in a moment. I think it has been out. I was in the water tower yesterday. I had to run a couple errands and pick up a birthday gift, but I didn't have time to check out the Morphe store. I believe they had the palette right there in the front. I could see it from the window. Or see it from the front of the store when I was walking past. So, but the glosses, these glosses look beautiful. So I think I definitely want to pick up this set of glosses. I've been really impressed by the glosses, so I will give them that, okay? Now let's talk about Too Faced. So they're collabing with Madonna. And I'm just like, this collection is so boring. Why Too Faced? Why? So you get a Damn Girl mascara with this collection. You get a Melted Matte. That lipstick does look pretty. And then you get the Better Than Sex eyeliner. you get a shadow slash blush palette. And I'm just like, this is not cute at all. But if you want it, it's exclusively sold at her shows. So she's on tour, and so that's where you can pick it up. And it's at her pop-up shop, Madame Time Shop, at 430 West 15th Street, New York. So if this tickles your fancy, I mean, you can get it. I just think that this is such a boring palette, and I'm just like, Madonna was so edgy when she came out. I mean, now I just don't know what she's doing creatively as far as her creative direction. But I'm like, this is not good. And Too Faced is very questionable sometimes about their releases. Like, oh, that's cute. And then in the next breath, they'll go kill themselves. And you'll be like, that is horrible. Who told you to put that out? So let's talk about Colourpop, because you know it ain't a new release video if you don't have Colourpop in the mix. So Colourpop has collabed with Kathleen Lights for the 20th billionth time. I mean, I don't know. I've lost count. But I'm not going to hate on this. I don't usually do big palettes, but I did pick up the So Jaded palette, and it's on the way to me. So I don't know. It just kind of spoke to me. I was like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not hating on it. I think it's cute. I'm here for it. And even though this palette is $39 and it's a 30 shade palette, this is Colourpop's actually first big palette. I'm like, it's cute. And you know the quality is going to be there, okay? So I did not get it on the first launch. I got it on the restock, so I was able to use like a coupon code for it, which was great. But I mean, it's nothing like, oh my God, we haven't seen this before, but I'm just like, I liked it at the same time. What can I say? So if you like it, you like it. You know, it is what it is. So I did pick up this palette, and once it gets to me, I will have some reviews out. Now, what is super annoying about Colourpop is like they launch every week. And I think I don't want to hear no mess about 3 to 5 days for processing time. And you're on to the next launch. And then you're on to the next launch. And I haven't even gotten my stuff from 2 launches ago. So I literally had to email Colourpop like, look, my whatever palette has not gotten here yet. I ordered that launch day. That was over a week ago. What is going on? So Jaded, I ordered that a week ago. It is not here yet. So really at this point, whatever came out about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, okay? So Jaded palette came out September 6th, okay? And prior to that, we had the Whatever palette. Now the Whatever palette is super cute. I did pick that up, and I finally received it yesterday. And today is September 22nd. I got it on the 21st. So I did pick up the Whatever palette. The Whatever palette is part of their fall line. And I thought that this palette was super beautiful, okay? Now, what got to me was like these warm purple tones. I was just like, yes, that's a moment. I can deal with it. I love a good burgundy tone palette. I'm really here for those colors, okay? Especially during the fall. And I think it just looks so good with my complexion. Okay, I do actually want to make a correction. See, Colourpop, they release so much, I got my launches. So Jaded came out first, okay? The Whatever palette came out September 12th, excuse me. Either way, I just got it, okay? And they have launched like 2 more things. And that girl, Shay XO, who totally deserves to have like a collection with Colourpop, finally has something in between that, okay? And then I think they're launching some skincare too, or some setting mist. One of the setting mists seems kind of interesting to me because it's a dewy setting mist. But I just really like this fall color burgundy situation setup by Colourpop. So I decided to go ahead and launch and get it, okay? So, and I got a couple of blushes, and then I did get a gloss, okay? But I think that this fall collection was super cute. I was here for it. Now we're going to keep talking about Colourpop, okay? Colourpop has launched another 9-pan palette, and now they have the Lilac palette. So the Lilac palette, I like it. It's cute. It's not ugly, but I'm not going to pick it up because I have the It's My Pleasure palette, and I'll have a photo up. There are some comparison swatches. This is so redundant. We don't need this Colourpop. I mean, maybe somebody just likes lighter purple. People are going to buy it. People are going to buy it regardless. But at this point, we don't need it. So what are you going to give us, lighter versions of every palette? And I did have a subscriber write. She was like, you're behind. You didn't get the peach one. You didn't get the I'm not getting strawberry. I'm not getting the peach. The last one I got that was the 9-pan was the orange. And I was underwhelmed by orange. I didn't want it. I have the melon palette, that one from their birthday collection that came out in May. I love that one, okay? But the strawberry, I was like, I don't need that one too. And then the peach one, I'm like, we had so many peaches. And the spring palette, what's that palette called? Oh, the spring palette was the Sweet Talk palette. So I mean, at some point, I just got to say no. At some point, it's too redundant. And even though there's $12, it all starts to add up. Because let's face it, you might buy a lipstick or something else in between it. By the time you pay shipping, even if you're getting the palette, sometimes it's still like $20. So I have to draw the line. I really don't need these lilac shades. I think it's my pleasure palette is sufficient enough. I have a lot of purples in my arsenal. You guys know I got that Colored Rain times Power collection. That Colored Rain Power palette, you need it. Now, I don't tell you that you need a lot of things on my channel, but you need that palette, okay? You like purples, you need that Colored Rain palette. That palette is amazing, okay? So I'm passing on that lilac palette. Not going to do it. And then I mentioned that Colourpop is coming out with some skin stuff. Now, they have their sister line that's called Fourth Ray. So this is under Fourth Ray. I feel like this is actually... it's under Colourpop and not the Fourth Ray part, but they have hyaluronic acid tinted moisturizers, so like BB creams, and those are going to be $12. They're supposed to be with the hyaluronic acid, which is going to be great if you have dry skin. It has coconut water, which is going to be great, and they're going to be sheer and buildable with even skin tone coverage. So as far as the shades for the BB cream, looks like they have maybe about 15, 16 shades or so. And then they have a setting mist, hyaluronic acid setting mist. And it's going to cost $10. So I do want to pick that up because I like refreshing setting mist, especially with my dry skin. And wintertime is about to be coming soon, sooner than I wanted to. And last year I used the Natasha one, the refreshing dewy skinny set mist, like just to refresh during the day when my skin was just feeling like really dry, and I really liked the moisture it gave. But I mean, Tatcha is so expensive, so if I can get a Colourpop one, I'm down with that. So that I do want to try. So okay, I think we've covered all the Colourpop bases for this video. Now, Miss Sonia G, okay, she has come out with her Sky Face brush set, and this is only available on Beautylish. Now, this is 5 brushes, and it retails for $270. I really want to try this, but I just can't do it. And I do have that Sonia G eye set. You guys know I've been using that. I've been using the Sonia G eye set. I've been using the Wayne Goss eye set. I love this Sonia G eye set. These brushes are quality. I mean, they are really good. And I feel like it's just taking my eyeshadow to another level. There is something to be said for these higher quality brushes. So I do kind of want to try this. The only reason I might try it is only because Beautylish does offer like they have their own version of Afterpay. It's not even Afterpay. It's just through them. Like you could just do, you know, like 3 to 4 payments at a time. What's good about them, so you don't get too much trouble. If you already have one payment plan going, you can't start another one. You know, Afterpay, you'll have probably like 20 payment plans going at the same dang on time, okay? You'll be in trouble because then after that, it's not helping you. It's just only harming you. So, I think you'll have to pay like $60-something in 3 to 4 increments. And I was still like, ooh, that's still a lot. So I don't know. However, I do know I want another one of these sets. I do want another set of those. And that's only $100. So I can deal with that. But these brushes look absolutely gorgeous. I don't have any great quality face brushes, and I am exploring more into like my face makeup as far as complexion and stuff like that. You know, I recently just started kind of doing like coverage for foundation, but I think these brushes are going to be nice, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Now, Fenty, she is coming out with a couple products. So she is about to drop her Diamond Bomb 2. And so last year she had like the very silvery version. Now this one is like actually a pink holographic shade. So I really like this shade actually a lot better. But I'm not going to pick it up. I really do like her highlighters, but I'm just not going to go for it. They cost $20 and it will be available in Sephora and on Fenty Beauty's website for September 20th, okay? So that's actually like now, okay? It's available. And then she also has like another, like a Milk Balm also with a small kabuki brush, and that one is really more silvery. It looks beautiful. That one's more for the body. Then they have a baby kabuki brush that's $20. So I'm like, it looks cute, but I'm not going to bother with it. So what I do want though, Miss Rihanna is dropping a gloss bomb set on October 1st. And I am here for this, okay? I really like the gloss bomb set. You know, she came out with the original formulation. It was universal. Everybody could wear it with her first launch. So this is 5 gloss bombs for $42, which I think is an excellent price point. I want to say the original gloss bomb is like almost $20, not quite $20, but somewhere in that price range. You get all new shades. The only repeat shade is Fussy, which is the more mauve tone gloss bomb, and I'm here for that because, you know, I can use a little backup at that. But you also have some fun colors, so I actually think it makes it nice that they're mini, and I'm really liking that hot metallic orange one. And I'm liking that hot chocolate shade. So we're going to have Pretty Please, Fussy, Confetti, Hot Chocolate, and Cheeky. So I think that this is going to be really cute. I think that this is going to be like perfect, okay? So I do really want to get this set. Kat Von D. Now she is coming out with the Lolita Por Vida palette, okay? And it's not terrible. It's very neutral. The Lolita palettes have been pretty much neutral. And it retails for $49.50. It's going to be available in Sephora, as you know. And I think the only reason that she is still doing, well, okay, let's be honest. Her brand is not doing well. It just could not be, okay? But I think that the only reason, like, she probably still hasn't come out of Sephora. Like, if you don't follow us, meaning like you don't follow the beauty community, you don't follow any people who are doing any blogging on makeup, you're not watching YouTube, you don't know the drama that's pretty much going on with Kat Von D, okay? You don't know that information, okay? Unless it hits super mainstream, okay? But Kat Von D has been controversial, but when I go to Sephora and I'm in the stores, people are still kind of going into her section. And people are just like, I like this Lolita lipstick. I like that tattoo liner. I like these couple other products. And the sad part about it is like, the products are pretty good. You know, she misses the mark a lot of times, but all brands do at some point, but the products are decent, and the ones that people know, people are still going to buy it. Like, I ran out of my tattoo liner. Of course I want another one. So people who are not keeping up, we just think like we're in this beauty space, we're just thinking like, oh yes, everybody watches. Everybody don't watch us. So the average consumer is still going to buy her stuff. Just like the average consumer is still going to walk in Morphe and be like, this is the greatest stuff ever, unless they're used to other quality makeup. And they're not going to be hip to all the drama that's going on. So they're not going to understand why we're like, we ain't buying it. However, I did not check the post. And when I say I checked the post, that means I did not look at the comments underneath this Lolita palette to see what people are feeling about it or how people are reacting to her coming out with something. So when I say check the post, I always like to look at comments and see how people feel about items that are coming out. But you know, every time that Kat Von D has come out with something, it's literally been like, so is that the Black Plague liner? Is that this? And you know what? You are entitled to your own opinions, but you are not entitled to your own facts, okay? And if you guys know, I'm a pharmacist. That's where my doctor title comes from. I have a doctorate in pharmacy. I believe in vaccinations. And I just feel like you're putting people at risk for diseases that have been eradicated by not vaccinating your child. And there's so many theories, and I respect your opinion, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, it's a health risk. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're around a newborn baby who can't get vaccinated, and you come up and you have the measles, and these things are coming back out, you guys. Like, and I say this, like, my grandfather was born with polio. Do you think I want to see polio come back? My grandfather could not walk. He was in a wheelchair. Now, he was very successful, okay? He never let that hold him back. He was an opera singer. He was home educated because he was in his wheelchair, and they looked up, and he had enrolled in Southern University down in Louisiana, and he grew up in Pensacola, Florida. But it was 62 kids that were born on that Florida panhandle when he was born in that time period. In that year, 62 kids were born with polio, and he was one of 2 that survived, okay? That went to lead a successful life, okay? So that's my little rant for the moment, but I mean, I don't know what she's going to have to do to like prove herself to the public. And then the anti-Semitic things, that's just a whole nother thing. So I don't know. So I'm not going to buy the palette. It's just okay. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like, I need to run out and get it. So I won't be picking it up. I said all that just to say that. So let's wrap this video up by one new release that I do want to get. And I'm like, Miss Norvina, you just not going to take your foot off our necks, huh? Like, you just not going to take your foot off our necks. I mean, literally, we had the Alyssa Edwards palette. We had the Jackie Aina palette. I think it was some stuff in between. You had a foundation launch. You had Norvina 1 collection. And now you got Norvina 2. And I love this. I didn't get Norvina 1, but I love this Norvina 2, and I want it, okay? This blue, green, purple, cool, warm type of situation, I think is beautiful. You got these blurples in there. You got the green. You got the shimmers. There's not a whole lot of shimmers. I think this is beautiful. You got the dark turquoise-ish. You got a green. I feel like volume 1 was like 3 rows of purple and then like 2 rows of random shades. But this one looks very cohesive to me. So I do want to pick this up. It's 25 shades for $60. So I do actually want to pick this up. It's coming out September 26th online. I want to say it's going to release over at ABH first. You know, they usually release at ABH first, and in a week and a half, it usually comes to Sephora/Ulta. But I do want to get this. And so let me know down below what you guys want to get. I don't know. It's a lot of new makeup releases. Some are good and some are just like, So, I mean, I think that's always the case. So, give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here in my makeup family. And hit the notification bell so you know when I'm coming out with another video. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Them cherry ass. Okay. Bye.